Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News, and we've got a little update on the Kailyn Miller-Keys and then Dean storyline. If you guys don't know, Dean said, I'll buy her an engagement ring if she buys me a truck. Hey, the logistics make sense to me. And he said, hey, she makes like double as much money as I make. This is kind of a raw deal. And he also lashed out at the diamond industry. Hey, so far, no lies in my book. But of course, diamond rings are priced right at the point where we quit complaining and we put a ring on your finger. Guilty as charged. Let's get into it. Speaking of not complaining, don't complain and follow me on Instagram at DNeals and private membership only content, patreon.com/Dave Neal. You know, we have less than 2 weeks or about 2 weeks away from the premiere of Bachelorette season whatever, 2022, Bachelorettes plural. But in the meantime, people have been asking me about this vintage look that I have here. If you guys just found my content, you might not be familiar with Long Hair Dave, aka Vintage Dave, but I used to make some fire recaps before I had this whole setup here, where I was reading from my notes, I was licking fingers and pages. It was a whole ton of fun. And if you want to check that out, I'm going to promise you guys that when we hit 275 patrons, private membership content for as little as like $4 to $5 a month, $4 to $5, like a $5. If you buy it for the year, you can get it for under $4. So the point being, if you want to be a part of that content, cancel whenever you want. I will edit together some of my earlier videos and show you a best of if you want to see what it was like having the locks. And let me tell you something, that long hair was a mood. You're going to like it. Guys, review. Anyway, so that's that, folks. Let's get into Dean and Kailyn. Here's a clip from their Instagram, and then I'll play more of it from their podcast audio.
We have a very special co-host today, one very near and dear to my heart, as a matter of fact. She actually she didn't demand, but she politely asked if
she demanded. Let's be real.
She politely asked if she could be a co-host on the podcast this week, just to speak her truth and bare her soul to us, lucky sucky daters. That person, of course, is Kailyn Miller-Keys. I don't know why I stuttered there. I was going to say Kailyn Bell, but obviously that's not the case yet. So for now, it's just Kailyn Miller-Keys. Kailyn, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Dean. The main reason I wanted to come on here is because Dean keeps saying ridiculous things about our relationship.
Hey.
Well, maybe not ridiculous, but the headlines are ridiculous, and I'm getting sick of the trolls coming in my DMs and telling me that Dean is a bad boyfriend. So I just wanted to set the record straight.
We have a very...
All right, there it is. Breaking news. Kailyn is sick of the trolls coming into her DMs, and she wanted to set the record straight. I think this is good, but I also think it's futile. I think the people in the DMs just stink. Oh, it sounds so exhausting. Every day, it's Dave Neal railing about the trolls that are out there. And look, these aren't even my trolls. These aren't in my DMs, although they were in my DMs this weekend, and it was like, get the hell out of here, not Linda. We still like you, Linda, even if you want me to shave my mustache. I'll do it on my own terms this Friday. I've got 4 days left, so I better soak up the old cookie sweeper. Point being is it's futile. It's like it's like if it's a heat wave and you're inside in your air conditioning and all the windows are open and you're trying to push the hot air out. Is that a stupid analogy? You get the point. So anyway, let's pick up the audio of what she says about the misconceptions here.
Well, maybe not ridiculous, but the headlines are ridiculous, and I'm getting sick of the trolls coming in my DMs and telling me that Dean is a bad boyfriend. So I just wanted to set the record straight.
That's good. She wants to defend her man.
Well, let me start by, did you want to come on the podcast before we sent that video in the group chat from Zachary Reality?
I think she saw that on her own. And then, that was sent amongst the group.
But I didn't watch it. I was tagged in it on TikTok. By
the way, it's amazing to me that Zachary gets this much attention from the contestants. Do they show no love? Is no one watching my long form content? This is how lazy people are. You make this is no offense to him. It's just a different medium. You make a 20-second video and they get shared around all of their DMs and all of that. It's like, where's the love for your boy Dave out here? Where's my national anthem? I'm doing the Lord's work. I'm making 8 to 15 minute long videos. Come on now.
I started watching it and then I was like, if he's going to talk crap about Dean, I'm not going to watch it, so I stopped.
He was talking crap about Dean, so now she's calling Zach out. Oh, that's more breaking news. Oh, boy here. Hey, Well, let's just listen to the rest of it.
He doesn't say mean things. So I've met Zachary before years ago. Ashley and I have. He's a massive Bachelor fan. He was very sweet.
Sweet guy.
And in the video, it's quite funny because he says that like Dean should just stop saying stupid shit about your relationship on the podcast. That's pretty much it because there's all these headlines of like
now she likes him.
I don't know. So I guess Kailyn, what are some of the headlines out there? Or what do people talk about in your DMs that frustrates you so much from some of the things that Dean so wisely says on Help I Suck at Dating?
That's a good question. Yeah, let's pinpoint exactly what it is.
It really mainly is the headlines. And it's like, I get that people have a job to do and they're trying to get people to read. But the thing is, people are just reading the headlines and they're not reading the actual, like, what he actually said. And
yes, this is true. Look, I gotta sell newspapers or YouTube videos, whatever I'm doing, whatever my job du jour is here. But it's true. We live in a monetized society where even the most notable and premier newspapers are just selling clicks because that's the business model. It sucks. So the problem with the end user is that we're getting all of our information from titles and not reading the content. I will not let that happen on my channel. We will go to the source. We will figure it out because I come from a time, born in the 1980s, raised in the 1990s, where we had unlimited buffets at Pizza Hut and we played with our pogs. So grab your slammers and let's slam down some misinformation. If I wasn't raised on TGIF and still have sitcom boyfriend hair, then my name's not Dave Coleman Neal.
I don't know why this one like upset me. Normally trolls like don't get to me, especially in our relationship because we are strong. But it's when they talk crap about him that I get so upset. I'm like, he is such a great boyfriend. He's such a great partner. Like, don't tell me there's red flags because there's not a single red flag.
Now she says there's not a single red flag. Everyone's got red flags. You're not looking close enough. His might be his mustache, although I like it. Takes one to know one. Okay, I get it. Nothing pisses me off more than people that comment about my relationship and my fiance. Tasha will tell you this. I'm not saying this so that you guys will do it because I will kick you out of here so fast. You can come at me and all these things, but if you want to come out something that I only present a piece of to you, GTFOMG.
Oh my God.
Just a couple.
Yeah.
Is Dean paying you to come on this podcast this week? He's like, I need a big lift to my ego. Kailyn, can you just come on and say nice things about me?
Exactly. That's exactly what this is.
That's exactly what this is. I've got a lot of cash sitting over there for her whenever this is over with.
Let's set the record straight from Kailyn.
Well, there's the record. Well,
I want to know from Kailyn though.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, let me say something. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
go. No, I'm totally just kidding. I'm totally just kidding.
Oh, well, I just want to hear. So, Kailyn, how is your relationship with Dean right now? What type of boyfriend is Dean to you?
I mean, it's...
Well, listen, I'm going to be...
No,
she's going to always say nice things.
Here we go. This guy.
Listen, I can explain. No, I think that... she's not going to say anything bad about our relationship.
Yeah,
but you just want to...
I'm here for a reason, so sit back.
But
Yeah, let her do some of the work here, buddy.
I absolutely will. But exactly, you're here for a reason, and Jared is trying to derail your reason for being here. You're obviously going to say nice things about our relationships, like our condition of our relationship.
Get to it.
But there's other things that you don't like that I do on the podcast that you're being led away from to discuss.
Oh, okay. So
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, I was under the assumption that Kailyn wanted to come on and kind of really poo-poo all these people who are saying that Dean is not a good boyfriend. He has red flags. You can do better. But if you have issues with what Dean says on the podcast, please let him out.
Yeah, kind of a combination of both. Well, I definitely thought like our engagement was going to be kept a secret, but he spilled the beans on here.
I'm an open book. I pride myself in being an open book, and it's actually one of my favorite characteristics about myself. I'm not like...
All right, so she said, I thought the engagement was supposed to be a secret. He said, I'm an open book. So clearly they have some miscommunication here. If you're going to keep it a secret, then you got to keep it a secret.
I mean, yeah, I can be sarcastic and sometimes, and that's when the headlines get like taken out of context because my tone isn't included in the article or whatever. But I guess I should have kept it more of a secret in terms of like what we were planning on doing, the ring that I was getting you, the fact that I would like to have a wedding gift as well, because I think the misogyny of modern weddings is ridiculous.
But that's where I wanted
the misogyny of modern weddings is ridiculous. I'm going to write that one down. That's a good one.
That was like one of the points because I do agree. I think buying an engagement ring for a woman and like the man being fully responsible is ridiculous. And I like went in with it and I was like, why don't we split this? Because it's something I'm going to wear. Like, I don't know. I don't agree with the man being fully responsible. So then him in return was like, you know, what if you buy me a truck? He's not demanding I buy him a truck. And I just wanted to make that clear. Yeah. We kind of like came.
Yeah, he said it as a joke, you know, but he's got a point here. It used to be that, 2 months salary goes to a ring. Now they say 3 months salary, when in fact the De Beers company started that. How about this? How about the Dave Neal Enterprises just start something? How about this? I think 2 months salary should go towards joining my Patreon. If you want to be a fan and support me, if you want to show your love, then you need to donate 2 months salary to patreon.com/Dave Neal. Now, I'm just kidding. You could donate $5 a month. That's perfectly fine. It almost makes $5 sound like a deal. I'm basically giving it to you. You guys understand the point here. It's ridiculous that the diamond company, through their PR, made diamond rings even a thing. Now, if you get an opal or some random ass crystal, everyone goes, oh boy, guy really cheaped out on you. You know what I mean? It's like it reminds me of 5th grade when I, raised by a single mom and I had Payless shoes with the Velcro, but the Velcro was stingy, so I could only get like half of it Velcroed. This a real vintage 1990s show here. And then the tread on the shoes went out because it was bad quality rubber. So I'm running around the gym floor like I'm looking at the French Open, just sliding back and forth. And then everyone's judging me because I couldn't afford the nicer shoes.
To that decision together, but I think it's a good compromise because I don't want to have him like financially responsible fully for a ring that only I'm going to be wearing.
Well, and that was.
I have a solution for you.
Let's hear it.
Just get engaged on Bachelor in Paradise. You get a free ring, guys.
So there was a lot of not a lot of discussion. It was kind of like a quick discussion, but there was a lot said in a little bit of amount of time. Where Caelynn was like, well, why don't we split the ring? And I was like, well, I don't want to split the ring because I want it to be like your gift that I get you. And she's like, well, why don't I just pay for it myself? And I was like, that's even worse. I don't want you to look at your wedding or engagement ring and be like, well, I bought this for myself. And then we were like, well, why don't you just like reach out to a jeweler and have a jeweler sponsor the ring? And I was like, I don't want to ask for a handout for an engagement ring. So I while I am complaining in quotations about having to buy an engagement ring and spend all this money on something that I don't necessarily agree with or believe in, not the concept of like forever, but the concept of the wedding industry and he
doesn't believe in the big industrial wedding complex. Why should he? You want cupcakes, it's $7. You want wedding cupcakes, it's $11.50. Why? Because, we need to make them white and we got to put the little plastic man on. Get out of here.
The diamond industry and the engagement ring industry and all this stuff.
And then we get shamed because we look cheap. It's like, yeah, we know we're getting ripped off. Did I get ripped off my ring? I don't think so. I think I got a fair deal, but that fair deal only exists because we all decided it does. What, don't they have like a billion diamonds just sitting in a vault somewhere and they're slowly releasing them? Release all the diamonds.
Believe in that. So
actually, don't release the diamonds because I bought one and I don't want the value of mine to go down, so I want it to be considered rare. You see what happens?
I don't know. It was a lot for me to buy into that, but I also didn't want Caelynn to be looking at her finger every day, being like, oh, like I paid for half of this ring. It's less romantic. And honestly, like even talking about it right now is probably destroying the romance in it a little bit.
So anyway, I'm going to paraphrase what they said. Go watch the whole, you know me, I don't like to give all of their content. I'm not here to rob from them, just promote individual clips. He was going to look for a 2-carat ring. She got upsold on a 4-carat, which by the way, is effing expensive. 4 carats. Oh, but it's only once in a lifetime. Hey, guess what, Dean? Once you guys get married, you got to buy a wedding band too. Oh boy, it just doesn't stop coming. And anyway, listen. It ain't the sexiest convo. So then the comments, which I'm not going to share, go over, oh, wow, this sounds so wrong. I can't believe it. Kind of like, I'm trying to think, Jason Tartick and Caitlin Bristow were on a podcast discussing real life things, and people go, this sounds so toxic. It's like, what do you want, people? What do you want? Do you want Instagram? Do you want podcasts? Do you want them to pretend to be what the perfect relationship looks like? Or do you want the real deal, which means having tough conversations about finance and things that you don't agree on? He doesn't agree on the diamond industry, but he loves his girlfriend, so he bought her a 4-carat ring. Now, I understand. No one wants to get down on a knee and be like, honey, I don't believe in this process. I think this is overpriced, but will you put it on? Like, I get it, but the practical side of us goes, look, we all know we're getting getting ripped off. We all know it's just to look good on the gram, and it's not Caelynn's fault, right? It's a long line of some multi-level marketing where all of her friends got engaged with the big rings, and if she doesn't have one, she's the kid with the shitty Velcro shoes in 5th grade dodgeball class. Let me know what you guys think. I think we might have the best video I've ever made. I don't know. Is this a best of 2022? Should we nominate this? Leave a comment. See you on Patreon. We'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.